Hey everyone, we gotta talk about AMD. This company's been on a roller coaster ride, and honestly, it's had more ups and downs than a crypto bro's portfolio in a bear market. But seriously, understanding what drives AMD's stock price is super important, especially if you're thinking about investing or just want to understand the tech landscape better. So, buckle up, because we're going to dive deep into the secrets behind AMD's volatility, and trust me, things are about to get interesting. Alright, before we get into the nitty-gritty of stock prices, we gotta understand what makes AMD tick, right? I mean, what's their deal? Well, these guys have been around since the dawn of the personal computer, battling it out with the big dogs like Intel. They're like the scrappy underdog that's always finding a way to punch above its weight. They started out making processors, the brains of your computer, and over the years they've expanded into graphics cards, server chips, and even custom solutions for gaming consoles like the PlayStation and Xbox. Think about that for a second. Your computer, your gaming console, the data center that powers your favorite online games, all of that could be running on AMD hardware. That's a massive market, and AMD's got their fingers in all the pies. They've had their ups and downs for sure, but they've always been driven by innovation, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with computer hardware. One of the things I've always respected about AMD is their commitment to open standards. They're all about giving consumers choice and driving innovation through competition. This approach has earned them a loyal following among tech enthusiasts and gamers who appreciate their performance and value. But let's be real, it hasn't always been sunshine and roses for AMD. They've faced some stiff competition over the years, especially from their arch-nemesis Intel. There were times when Intel seemed like an unstoppable force, and AMD had to fight tooth and nail to stay relevant. But they never gave up. And in recent years, they've been making a serious comeback, going toe-to-toe with Intel in terms of performance and even taking the lead in some areas. This resurgence has been fueled by some seriously impressive technology, like their Ryzen processors and Radeon graphics cards. These products have been killing it in the market, winning awards and rave reviews from tech journalists and users alike. So, yeah, AMD's got a rich history, full of innovation, competition, and a whole lot of grit. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Intel. For years, Intel was the undisputed king of the CPU market, and AMD was playing catch-up. It was like watching a boxing match where one guy was just landing punch after punch. But AMD, they're tough. They took those hits and kept coming back for more. But then, something amazing happened. AMD did something that nobody expected. They completely redesigned their processors from the ground up with a new architecture called Zen. This wasn't just a small upgrade, this was a complete overhaul, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. Suddenly, AMD was going toe-to-toe with Intel in terms of performance, and in some cases even surpassing them. It was like watching Rocky Balboa knock down Ivan Drago. Nobody saw it coming. This shift in the competitive landscape sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Intel, used to being at the top, suddenly had a real fight on their hands. This competition is fantastic for consumers like you and me, because it means better products and lower prices. When these two titans clash, we all win. But this rivalry goes beyond just CPUs. AMD also makes chipsets for motherboards, the heart of your computer. They've been pushing the boundaries with features and performance, making it even more attractive for PC builders to go with an all-AMD system. And let's not forget about the server market. This is a huge market, and AMD has been making serious inroads with their EPIC server processors. They're offering incredible performance per watt, which is crucial for data centers that are always trying to save on energy costs. Now, while the battle for CPU dominance rages on, there's another arena where AMD has been quietly building a powerhouse, the GPU market. You see, AMD doesn't just make processors, they also make some of the best graphics cards in the world under their Radeon brand. For years they went head-to-head with Nvidia, the other big player in the GPU space. It was like a constant tug-of-war for the hearts and minds of gamers and professionals who demand the best visual fidelity. And just like with Ryzen, AMD dropped a bombshell on the market with their Radeon RX series GPUs. These cards delivered stunning performance at competitive prices, shaking up the status quo. But here's the thing, AMD's GPUs aren't just about gaming, they're also used in data centers for things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and even cryptocurrency mining. As these fields continue to explode in popularity, the demand for powerful GPUs is only going to increase, and AMD is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this trend. And let's not forget about the software side of things. AMD has been investing heavily in software technologies like their Radeon Software Adrenaline Edition, which optimizes your gaming experience and unlocks the full potential of your Radeon graphics card. Now we've talked about AMD's past and present, but what about the future? Well, things are looking pretty interesting for the company. The tech world is constantly evolving and AMD is right in the thick of it. One of the biggest opportunities for AMD lies in the world of emerging technologies. We're talking about things like artificial intelligence, autonomous driving, and the Internet of Things. These fields are going to require massive amounts of computing power, and AMD's CPUs and GPUs are well suited to meet those demands. They're already making inroads in these areas, and I expect to see them become even more dominant in the years to come. Another area where AMD has a chance to shine is in the mobile market. Sure, they're not as big as some of the other players in this space, but they're making moves. They've been working on low-power processors for laptops and tablets, and they're even starting to make chips for smartphones. But it's not all smooth sailing for AMD. They also face some serious challenges. One of the biggest challenges is competition. As I mentioned earlier, the tech industry is a cutthroat business, and AMD is constantly facing off against some of the biggest and most well-funded companies in the world. Another challenge for AMD is the global chip shortage. This shortage has been impacting the entire tech industry, and AMD is no exception. It's been difficult for them to get their hands on the components they need to manufacture their products, which has led to production delays and higher prices. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about AMD's history, their products, their competition, and the opportunities and challenges they face. Now the question on everyone's mind is probably, should I buy AMD stock? And that, my friends, is the million-dollar question. Honestly, I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm a tech enthusiast, not a financial advisor. But what I can do is give you my perspective. AMD has been on an absolute tear lately. Their stock price has been skyrocketing and they're consistently beating analysts' expectations. They've got a strong product lineup, they're making smart moves in key markets, and they're well positioned to capitalize on future trends. But remember, investing in the stock market always comes with risks. AMD's stock price can be volatile and there's always the possibility that things could go south. My advice? Do your research. Don't just take my word for it, or anyone else's for that matter. Read up on the company, understand their financials, and make an informed decision based on your own risk tolerance and investment goals. Well, there you have it. We've explored the secrets behind AMD's stock volatility, and I hope you found this deep dive insightful. The tech world is constantly evolving, and AMD is a company that's always pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, it's crucial to stay informed about the companies and technologies that are shaping our world. And what better way to do that than by subscribing to this channel? We're constantly bringing you the latest news, analysis, and insights from the world of tech. So hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our community of tech enthusiasts. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on rocking that